Cue the dancing lobsters.
There's no dancing lobsters in this, honey.
Damn it! Why is it called the lobster if there's no dancing lobsters?
Because it's all about chasing a fursona. I don't
Oh
know.
my gosh.
In a way, kinda. It's all about choosing a fursona to find love again.
Oh my goodness.
Like, I think that's the whole that's the movie, right?
Oh Lord.
Anyway.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Charming Analysis podcast. I'm Mari.
I am Jay.
And today we are going to be talking about the movie The Lobster.
The Lobster.
This is a movie that came out in 2015 from A24.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you explain what The Lobster is about, honey?
Lobster is about a dystopian society where people have to fall in love within a certain time period or they will be turned into animals to find secondary love. And it follows one guy who wants to find love no matter what type of circumstances, I guess.
He's just willing to settle.
He's just willing to settle with anyone, you know.
And not be turned into an animal.
And not be turned into an animal, because that seems like a very horrible fate.
But yeah, this is your second time seeing this movie, and this is probably my first time seeing this movie. So, what did you think of this movie, honey?
I saw it when I was 15, 16 years old, and I was like, damn. Maybe this will make sense when I actually find someone and when I'm older, and maybe the psychological implications will be a lot more than I can deal with now. And rewatching it again, I'm like, damn. Yeah, it's kind of a little bit psychopathic.
It's very fucked up, honestly.
It's very kind of fucked up a little bit. But you know what? It kind of just what people will do to fit into society, which finding love is part of societal norms. So I guess it is a play on that in particular, yeah. I should say.
Pretty much.
So,
but yeah,
I think the commentary is good, enough. And Pancake's over there being a curious butt. I don't know what she's doing over there, but she is just...
I don't know either. I'm trying to
exploring.
She's just looking. I'm putting the light on so you can see a little better.
She's just looking around, being a butt. But I like rewatching it now. I think the second half, the first and second half, have a complete different setting. Well, they are. One half takes place in the hotel.
And then the other half takes place in the woods.
Yeah. And, just getting to see, either you get into a relationship or you are alone forever. I don't know. I like the interesting conflicts. I like the fact that, some things don't really exist in this world. Like, you can't be one half of you can't exist without another half. So halves don't exist in this world.
Yeah, and also for the fact that, it is implied that the main character is bisexual, but he can't technically be bisexual in this context, because at the beginning of the movie they basically said, what is your sexual identity or preference? And he said he's mostly been with women except for a single male person he was with in college. And then they said you have to pick one or the other. They wouldn't let him have either one.
Yeah.
Which
never explain why. It's never explained how these people can turn into animals. Never explained that, why they hunt the loners down. What do they do with their bodies afterwards,
Yeah, so this movie does have a lot of plot holes in it.
I mean, not really. It's just, a lot of things are just like, well, this happens, and like, take it as you will, and we're gonna continuing, like, just, some things are just, just the way that they are, and like, you just assume that it's just how this world is and how this world works. I mean, even the ending is like ambiguous. Like, does he continue lying, or does he actually go through with it? Like, does he actually be in a relationship, or does he go back and, like, be a loner? Like, you don't know that. You don't know.
Yeah.
And, like, with this character, I think, like, it's very obvious that he's just, he's not a very emotional person anyway. Like, probably doesn't, like, care to be with somebody, but society wants him to be with somebody. And I think it's still relevant today, because I think, like,
societal norms tend to have people
society
basically,
in human history has always been about get with somebody, have kids, or, like, produce something of the population,
Yeah, because during the movie, one of the people that was at the hotel that the main character's friends with basically did get out, and they were given a child. They didn't even have said child. They were just given a child.
They were just given one. And I was just like, well, what's the constitute of that? Where are they getting these children? Like, where are their parents, are their original parents gone? Or is there a big orphanage? Like, are they creating life from nothing?
Here's the thing about this universe that this movie takes place in. They don't explain how they become animal. Like, they don't explain how they turn them into animals. They don't explain where they're getting these children from. Mm-hmm. And they're not explaining, like, a bunch of other shit. Like, who...
I mean, everything that is being said, it's like there's a difference between wanting to explain it when it's, like, something that needs to be explained. Like, but since it's more of a psychological, like, it has to deal with the more psychological, like,
aspect
black
of
it. Black comedy thriller type thing. I'm not gonna question, like, how does this happen, because that's not really the focus of how this should be, like, interpreted.
Because personally, I do like this movie a lot. I just think they could have explained at least a little bit more about some of the plot holes, because I feel like it would have been nice to kind of understand how they became animals, mm-hmm. and how they're getting the children, at least, because they basically expect everybody to fall in love within 45 days. And sometimes it could be longer, depending on how many loners you get rid of, mm-hmm. which is kind of sad if you think about it. Like, you're basically killing people so you don't become killed. Or like, transformed into an animal. So, you basically do that, in a sense. Which is kind of crazy if you think about it.
Yeah, it is. But I don't know. I find it a lot more interesting. And I actually like this. I actually like this movie. Like, not just because it makes me think. It's because, like, I just like it. I like the acting. I like the music. I like the cinematography. All this stuff that normally I would, find connection with the movie, to me is here. So I find it very, very, like,
interesting.
I just like it. I still, and now I'm an adult, I can, like, appreciate more subtle things a lot more. And
so I guess, do you think, I guess I'm trying to figure out how to explain it. Do you think them turning them into animals is a good idea, or do you feel like that's something that they could have changed?
I think that's just something that, like why they do it is just like, I guess it would be less humane if we killed them. So why don't we just take away them being human? Why don't we just, like, let them be, like, animals so that they could, like, just find love and breed or something? I don't know. just like in some form, in some, like, I mean, they probably do have human emotions, but they are not human anymore. So you never know what the implications of that is. And I very much like that you don't know, like, how it came to, like, why don't we just kill people who don't fall in love? Like, I like that you just don't know what got them to do this. And it's just, like, weird. And it's, like, just kind of dire, you know? You gotta find, like, one trait that connects you. And no matter how insignificant that trait is, like, nothing to make someone fall in love. It's just for them to be partners and just live in a world where just you only get to be with that one specific partner for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
and
so
that's
basically,
no matter if you love them or not.
So basically, an example
I think that's the horror in and of itself. It's just like, okay, this is the society, and it fucking sucks. But you know, they're not here to change it. It's just like,
they're just kind of living with it.
Here's everyday life in this society, and it kind of sucks. So,
but
I don't mind movies like that where it's just like, oh, let's just follow this one person's story and see how it goes.
So I guess an example of it would be, so two of the characters basically end up together because they have nosebleeds constantly. Mm-hmm. And that was basically the reason they ended up getting paired together. Mm-hmm. While the main character ends up getting paired up with this really psychopathic woman. She, like, just, oh my gosh, like, the shit that this man goes through in the first half with this woman, honestly, is fucking crazy. Like, legit, it's so fucking crazy. She basically killed his brother. Mm-hmm. And I didn't find out that was his brother until Jay pointed it out, like, after the whole thing happened. Because I thought, oh, he just has a dog. I didn't realize that's his fucking brother that died.
Well, he didn't die. He just got
turned into an animal, which is fucking insane. Mm-hmm. Like, genuinely speaking, it's fucking insane to the fact that they did that. Because throughout the movie, I'm just more, like, kind of curious to see what happens, but at the same time, I'm like, this is a very fucked up dystopian, like, society. Mm-hmm. And I'm more just like, how the hell did they even get away with this? Whose fucking idea was this? I'm genuinely, like, curious, like, whose idea was this?
You meet a lot of people who have really weird ideas and want to turn them into projects.
Basically go to A24 because they're at least willing to do it.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I think most, like, people who don't watch a lot of like, you can find a lot of interesting concepts if you don't look at your own country's personal media tastes. Like,
fair point.
Like, I mean, come on, dude. This is why I watch foreign films to begin with. But yeah, I find it very interesting, and I also really like mostly everything about it. Just, you know, I think, like, it kind of meanders a little bit in, like, the second act too long, but, like, I don't, like, it's just a little bit of a slow burn movie. It's very very dry. It's very dry. It's very, like, it's very just, like, how would I say? It's very bleak.
Yeah.
It's very just, like,
it's sad.
Yeah, it's very sad.
Basically,
very
it's labeled as a dark romantic comedy. That's basically what this movie is labeled as. Mm-hmm. So I can understand that, honestly, especially after watching this.
Yeah.
I'm just more like, how the fuck did we even get here at this point? But overall, in my opinion, it is a good movie. If you're into dark romantic comedies and you like stuff with, like, dystopian futures and shit like that, I think this is a good watch. Do you have anything else to say before we give our rating?
I mean, I give it, like, 8.
You give it an 8 out of 10? Mm-hmm. I would honestly give it a 7.5. I do think it's really good. My only issues I really have with this is that I feel like some stuff could have been explained or at least delve into a little bit more. It doesn't even have to be much, but, like, the best example would be like I mentioned before, where did the kids come from? How are they changing them into animals? And stuff like that. I wish they could have explained that more, because you don't really get any kind of like gist of why they did that, which I know it's just kind of like a minor convenience, but at the same time, I would have liked if they explained it. And I also would have, I kind of wish the ending wasn't ambiguous. Like,
I don't mind ambiguous endings.
I don't mind endings being up to interpretation, but I feel like in this circumstance, I would have liked to at least known what he decided to do. Or at least, you know, him come back out and basically go with her. And either we find out if he, like, technically did it or he technically didn't do it. Like, I would rather the audience know about it instead of the actual character knowing about it, kind of thing.
I guess.
But other than that, like, it is a really good movie. That's just my personal pet peeves with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, I don't mind the idea of having an ambiguous ending. I just feel they could have, like, they could have done it a little bit differently, is my thing. Like, I don't mind ambiguous endings. Just make it so the audience can kind of guess, but give, like, little subtle hints. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of deal. But other than that, would you recommend this movie to people? Because I probably would if you're into, like, dark romantic comedies and stuff.
Probably. I mean, I just watch the movies that I want to watch. I mean, I don't really go around recommending stuff unless people are interested in movies in the first place. So, and a lot of people just watch movies for fun, and that's fine. I sometimes watch movies for fun, but I also like to watch movies that are just interesting. So, those are two different camps. I don't know many people who want to watch films because they're interesting, quote unquote.
I guess. But yeah, that's basically going to be the end of this podcast. Thank you all for watching, and be on the lookout because we are going to be starting our Halloween Spectacular stuff soon. These are our last two videos. This one and the one we just recorded before this are the last official videos before we start our holiday stuff. So yeah, if we have any other ones that we're going to do that aren't holiday ones, we'll probably be interjecting them in between everything, right? But we're going to be recording our Halloween Spectacular stuff probably in the next, like, week or so. So you guys will be seeing that next month. But these are probably the last two we're going to be necessarily doing for this month. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. And as always, I'm Mari.
I'm Jay.
And we're out. Bye, guys.
Bye.